Imagine leading the most powerful organization in world football, only to hear former FIFA insiders, league presidents, and fans from around the globe asking for your resignation. For years, FIFA promised to unite the game. But now, many believe it has become the center of one of football's biggest leadership crises. How did the organization that controls the World Cup end up facing so much criticism? And why are respected figures suddenly speaking out against FIFA President Gianni Infantino? This isn't just another football story. It's a story about power, money, politics, and a battle over the future of the world's most popular sport. Because behind the packed stadiums and billion-dollar tournaments, a much bigger fight may be unfolding. And the question is football changing forever? When Gianni Infantino became FIFA president in 2016, many supporters believed football was entering a new era. FIFA had just emerged from one of the biggest corruption scandals in sports history. Trust had been badly damaged, and fans wanted change. Infantino promised transparency, the growth of football around the world, and more opportunities for smaller nations. At first, many people believed him. Under his leadership, FIFA expanded investment programs, launched new competitions, and approved the biggest FIFA World Cup in history. To millions of fans, football looked more global than ever before. But as FIFA's influence grew, so did the criticism. Some football leaders began asking difficult questions. Was FIFA expanding the game? Or expanding its own power? Critics argued that the football calendar was becoming too crowded, players were under increasing pressure, and commercial interests were starting to outweigh the interests of clubs, leagues, and supporters. The debate became louder with every major FIFA decision. Then something unexpected happened. Prominent voices from inside football, including influential administrators, began openly challenging Infantino's leadership. For years, many critics had kept their frustrations behind closed doors. Then everything changed. One after another, powerful football figures began speaking out. Among the loudest was La Liga president Javier Tebas. He accused FIFA of putting money ahead of football and argued that the ever-growing international calendar was hurting domestic leagues, clubs, and players. Then came another surprising moment. Former FIFA president Sepp Blatter also said he believed FIFA needed new leadership. Suddenly, the conversation was no longer limited to fans on social media. It had reached football's highest levels. Supporters around the world began asking difficult questions. Why were so many influential figures speaking out at the same time? Was this simply a disagreement over football's future? Or was something much bigger happening behind the scenes? FIFA defended many of its decisions by arguing that expanding competitions gives more countries the opportunity to compete, grows the game globally, and brings new investment into football. That left the football world divided. One side saw progress. The other saw a growing concentration of power. Then the debate moved to football's biggest stage, the FIFA World Cup. For generations, the World Cup has been football's greatest prize. Every 4 years, billions of people stop everything to watch nations chase history. But now, even the World Cup had become the center of a fierce debate. Under Infantino, FIFA approved the expansion of the Men's World Cup from 32 teams to 48 teams. To FIFA, it represented progress. More teams meant more countries could dream of reaching football's biggest stage. New fans, new nations, new stories. But critics warned that a larger tournament would create more matches, increase player fatigue, and place even greater pressure on clubs and national teams. Others feared football was becoming too crowded. Would adding more games make the World Cup even greater? Or slowly reduce what made it special? Some coaches welcomed the change. Some players spoke about the growing workload. Club officials worried about injuries. Fans became deeply divided. One group believed football was becoming more inclusive than ever before. The other believed tradition was being sacrificed for commercial growth. The argument spread across the football world. By this point, the debate had grown far beyond one tournament. It wasn't just about the World Cup. It wasn't just about Gianni Infantino. It had become a battle over who should shape the future of football. Domestic leagues, wealthy clubs, players' unions, broadcasters, and FIFA all wanted different things. Leagues argued that the calendar was already full. Clubs worried about losing players. Medical experts continued warning about player fatigue. Players were expected to perform at the highest level almost all year. Supporters watched the conflict grow with every new announcement. Some believed FIFA was making football more global and giving smaller nations opportunities they had never had before. Others believed football was becoming a business first and a sport second. If you're enjoying this story, hit subscribe because the biggest twist is still coming. Then the controversy stopped being just about tournaments. People started asking a much bigger question. If trust in football's leadership continues to fall, what happens to the game that billions of people love? By now, the debate had become a question of trust. Can the world's biggest football organization satisfy everyone? Or is that simply impossible? Every major FIFA decision creates winners and losers. When the World Cup expands, smaller nations celebrate. Traditional football powers worry about quality. When FIFA creates new competitions, millions of fans get more football. But clubs and players face even greater physical demands. That is why the criticism surrounding Gianni Infantino has become so powerful. For some, he is the president who made football truly global. For others, he represents a leadership style that places expansion and commercial growth ahead of football's traditions. The truth is more complicated than either side admits. Football has never been bigger. It has never reached more countries. It has never generated more money. But it has also never faced so many questions about its future. Years from now, people may look back at this moment and ask, was this the beginning of football's greatest expansion? Or the moment the sport changed forever? No one knows the answer yet. Only time will decide whether today's controversial decisions are remembered as visionary, or as mistakes that reshaped football forever. Football has always evolved. Rules have changed. Competitions have changed. Champions have changed. Now, the people leading the sport are under more scrutiny than ever before. Whether you support Gianni Infantino or agree with his critics, one fact is undeniable. The future of football is being shaped right now. The decisions made today could influence generations of players and fans. The biggest question isn't simply whether one president should stay or leave. It's this: what kind of football do we want the next generation to inherit? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe for more unforgettable football stories.